Ryan Finley, the quarterback they took in the 4th round, legit competition for Andy Dalton, in your opinion?
Yeah, not this year, because they keep making it. It was funny. I mean, they literally the first thing Brian Callahan said after they'd taken Ryan Finley is he said, "I want to make this clear that Andy Dalton's still our starting quarterback." I didn't think you took a guy in the 4th round to come in and start this year, Chief. I was pretty safe that wasn't going to happen. Look, they brought 2 quarterbacks in to Cincinnati for visits, and for those that don't know, you can't bring everybody in. You only get so many number of visits total to bring guys in, guys that you identify. So it's not always first. You know, a lot of teams will bring in a chunk of first rounders because you want to weed them out. But you also have to bring in other guys to see. So they brought him in. They brought a kid, Jake Delgara, if I pronounce it right. He's from Central Connecticut State. They actually are going to end up. It's not official yet. They will sign him as an undrafted free agent. They've already come to a deal. That probably won't come out until late next week when they get these guys in for physicals.
Heard it here first. Please credit the Skinny Podcast.
Exactly right. So they brought those 2 quarterbacks in to work them out. And Ryan Finley, a couple things. Just from a sheer product, he's got size is fine, arm strength's fine. Very productive his last 3 years at NC State, 60% plus completion percentage. Threw for over 10,000 yards in 3 years. The only other NC State quarterback that did that was Phillip Rivers. So that's pretty good company that you're in right there. Anyway, they brought him in. And one of the things they like to do with quarterbacks is they put them up on the whiteboard and they try to throw things at them and then take a break and come back and say, okay, we went over this a while back. What do you think of this? Draw it up for us. Said he blurted it back out like that. And whether people think that's nonsense, I get it. I mean,
it still makes you feel good if you're in the room watching a guy do it.
Look, coaches want to trust guys. Right or wrong frame, they trust. Look, Andy Dalton may never be the greatest quarterback ever. I'll be the first to admit that. But coaches trust him, and there's just a big part of that. I think when Ryan Finley can come back, they did it. He apparently wowed him before they went to lunch. They went and took a break, came back and said, I'm going to throw some stuff back at him again, see what he can remember and regurgitate off the top of his head. He nailed it. And that's where you go, okay, productive, got size. We're not really reaching a ton here. We think he's pretty good. I think he can be an eventual starter in this league, not just taking him as a backup for now. We can trust that he's going to know and get us in and out of right stuff. I like the pick. And I think, obviously, Will Grier got taken late 3rd round. I do think they liked Will Grier a lot. They did not bring him in for a visit, but I do think they liked him a lot. And I do wonder this. I didn't ask the question in this regard in the press conference, but I did ask, hey, after the day 2 was over, you know, you had some time there to take a breath and look. Did you at that point say we're trading up to get Ryan Finley as soon as we can on day 2? And they kind of intimated it, yeah, we had identified that guy. Because remember, they traded up to take the 2nd pick on day 3.
Right.
And I think it got to the point where, okay, look, Grier's gone. We really like Finley a lot. Let's not let him go by the wayside. They didn't have to give up. I mean, they had all those picks in the 6th round, and so they gave up some of that, gave up a spot in the 4th round and just switched spots. I like the pick. I don't know long term what it'll be. I think he's got some upside. I'm not wowed by any of these other quarterbacks in the class, and maybe you might have got the best one in the 4th round.
A lot of the scouting reports you read about him make him seem similar to Andy Dalton. And not only before the Bengals drafted him, but I heard some guys that I was listening to from Pro Football Focus say before the draft even happened, their comparison for him was Andy Dalton. The skill
sets, do a lot worse.
Their skill sets and their limitations are very similar.
Right, and their own limitations.
Does that make you feel good that the Bengals drafted a guy that's like Andy Dalton in the sense that, hey, he'll fit in, you don't have to change up what you're doing if you bring him in as a backup or you try to make the transition to him? Or do you look at it from the perspective of, what a waste, you should be bringing in the exact opposite, a guy with a big arm and can do all the things Andy Dalton can't?
No, I like it for the reason that it is a comparison to Andy Dalton. Because here's the other thing. Let's just say this year is a disaster and you're picking high in the draft again. Guess what you can go do? Go get your franchise quarterback. Yeah, right. You can still do that.
What is the goal with taking a quarterback in this 4th round where you know he's not coming in to really challenge Andy Dalton right away for a starting spot? Is it to maybe you find a diamond in the rough that could be your starter later, and for now maybe you have a backup that's competent?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to, does he beat Jeff Driscoll out to be the backup? But I think he's got a real good chance to do that, or becomes a 3rd quarterback, something along those lines if they choose to keep 3, which many teams don't choose to keep 3. They usually will try to sneak a guy through to the practice squad. I don't think you'll be able to do that with Ryan Finley, so I think they'll either have to keep him on the 53 or he is your backup quarterback from day 1. I mean, again, for quarterbacks coach Alex Van Pelt and Brian Callahan to talk so highly of what they thought of his intelligence level and then the measurables, because you can't just have a guy come in and be smart and not have measurables and some productivity. He's got that. Yeah, he's got some Andy Dalton-like limitations, but I'm just going to go back to, you can do a lot worse than Andy Dalton in this league at quarterback. Look at every team chase. I mean, my God, the Cardinals went back-to-back years chasing quarterbacks, man, and we still don't know. As much as Kyler Murray might wow us, we really don't know, do we?
No.
We don't. Look, Peyton Manning, you knew from day 1 that cat was going to be great. John Elway, you knew from day one that cat was going to be
Andrew Luck.
Yeah, there's some guys you
feel
just
great about.
No.
None of the quarterbacks in this draft felt that way. Not one of them. They all had major red flags,
Correct.
I would say.
Correct.